My name is Robert Della Rossa, and this is Cycle of War. This project explores a modern take on Zoetropes by combining motion capture, 3D printing, and Arduino-controlled strobe system, reflecting on repeated powers in history and human conflict. My first iteration of this project, I laser cut 2D cutouts of silhouettes to create animation, but this time around I want to create a strobe-based 3D printed solution using motion capture and a 3D animated character, which I would 3D print. So I turned to a site called Mixamo in order to get a free 3D character and short 22 frame animation of a walk cycle of a man holding a gun. In Blender, I made a 3D model for every frame of the animation, adding a base similar to one seen on traditional army men, as well as a pistol and a backpack to round out the figure itself. I then 3D printed 22 frames of the animation on a bamboo 3D printer in order to create all the figurines. Then I laser cut a base for all of the figurines to sit in. I built a simple strobe light using a NeoPixel jewel. The record player turns at 33 rotations a minute, or 0.55 times a second. The animation is 22 frames long. The time it takes the previous animation cell to reach its next location is around 82 milliseconds. Knowing that, I know that a single cycle has to strobe and then turn off within that 82 millisecond window. So I wrote some code in the Arduino in order to strobe for exactly 2 milliseconds and then turn off the remainder of the duration. Hooking up a potentiometer, I'm able to map the value of the potentiometer between 1 and 81, meaning that I can have our strobe on time be that potentiometer value and then subtract that from the total in order to get our strobe off time, keeping the duration of the time it takes for the next frame to show up, while being able to vary the strobe speed. This was a really fun interaction, and it was interesting to see people focus in on the animation. Narratively, I'm trying to tell the story of repeating cycles and patterns. How when I grew up, things were very blurry, because I didn't have the full sight. I learned about war and history as if it was something that was dealt in the past, while in reality it's something that is still felt by many every single day as global conflict spread around the world. The piece asks you to take a moment, pause, and reflect on this. A few improvements I might make to the next part of this project is to have a second potentiometer that would vary the actual duration time of the pulses. Instead of being a consistent 82 milliseconds, by varying the pulse, you can have the animation appear like it is moving forward or backwards around the sphere, instead of just staying in place. Additionally, I want to try experimenting with more different forms of animation, possibly doing CG simulations and 3D printing them. I think there's an interesting convergence of using digital means and tools and then bringing them into a tangible real-world application.